At the tail end of last year, myself and Mario shot a piece for work. Unfortunately, it didn't quite cut the mustard for work, but it's perfect for us to upload on here. So we had a lot of fun making it and certainly ate a lot of toasties. Ooh. Ah! Hot. Coming into the colder weather, you want to have some decent grub with you because, to be honest, you sit behind motionless rods quite a lot of the time. To me, a toastie is normally cheese and ham, but apparently, according to my wife, there's more than one recipe you can do in a toasting machine. So, enter stage left, my handy assistant today, also known as my wife. Thank you very much for joining me on the seat today here.
Thank you very much. It feels like an interview.
I'm going to handle this over to you, but what were you going to say?
Oh, yes. Oh no, I'm very bad at this. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and look us up on any of the social media platforms in the screen below. That's what it made me say.
I didn't make you say it, you wanted to say it. Mm. Right.
Feel so, part of it.
First up was we're gonna go standard toasty.
Well, a pimped up standard toasty, that is. We're gonna go cheese and ham, like he said. But we're going to spice it up a little bit with some onion chutney.
Now, we also did a little practice run of this back at home, which I was very happy to do because who doesn't enjoy the odd toasty? And we came up with a few things, different recipes, some that did work and some that didn't. So the ones we're going to do today are ones that do work. The reason I say that is because we did a few that had quite moist, hate that word, you hate that word, had some quite moist ingredients in there. And we found that because this toasty maker seals the edges, it made everything inside steam a little bit too much, so it'd be nice crispy toast on the outside, and on the inside you'd burn your entire mouth out. So that is something to be aware of if you're using this, because it seals up your toasties, anything inside will be very hot. So what we found is that putting the moist ingredients on afterwards, which is why we're putting the chutney on after, and yeah, and what was the other one we tried? Was it brie?
Yes.
Which we're going to do later
with
on.
The cranberry.
What was the one the pesto one that burnt
Oh yeah,
my mouth?
the pesto one did not work.
That was like napalm.
Unfortunately. What I am thinking though, to get a bit of the onion chutney flavour into the centre of the toasty, with the butter while you're buttering it, to just spread a little bit, the tiniest bit, just a bit for the flavour.
On the outside?
On the inside.
Oh, it's the inside.
Just to get a bit of that flavour in there, but not as much as we did before, where it just basically burns your mouth. So we're going to go ham. Also make sure that you put everything in the centre, because as Joe's going to show you in a minute, the actual bread is a bit bigger than the actual toasty maker.
Also, so it comes apart.
Yes, it comes apart as well. So what we figured was that you kind of crimp it as such. So you hand it over. Now, it isn't integral that you take your wife with you fishing. Some of you don't like doing that, but it does help because they're a bit more, well, Mario, I'm not going to talk for every woman, is a bit more suited to different recipes. So as you can see, it sort of squashed it. So it makes sense to bring maybe a pot of hummus. Yeah, I ate a lot of crusts on our trial run.
We ate so much bread on the trial run. There we are. So it sort of crimps it. Take the crust off. So if you don't eat the crusts, your head won't go curly. So as you can see, I haven't eaten the crust ever. But you need to put it in like that because it crimps it, and then it seals it. You'll probably see it on that camera more. It sort of seals it a little bit. Yeah. Anyway. Whoop. I'll let you carry on. So yeah, you just click it shut and then put it on. And then eat what we have forgotten is the sprayable butter. So just to get it a bit more crispy, you can flip it as well. I'm just here to eat the ingredients. There we go. Ooh. Number one, underway. Underway. So when you cut in the ingredients, make sure that they are quite thinly sliced, because you don't want to undercook any of it and it all being cold inside. But you can eat it so raw. Yeah, you can, but if you've got a warm toasty, you kind of want the meat to be warm as well. All right, excuse me for chipping in. Gonna have a domestic in a minute on camera. Oh, also, always give Joe a piece of the action. I can't throw. Always
So
give me a piece of the action. That's a sound bite I'm going to save. Another reason Mario's here is not only because she's better at cooking than me and making this a bit more interesting than just me cooking a single toasty. It's also, we would take this sort of thing camping a lot of the time. And that's why you're really liking this stove, because other than my normal stoves, which are little ones, you find really hard to cook on.
Yeah, this is a decent size. Like, you can actually take a regular size pan. Obviously, this is quite a small pan, but
Well,
you
we
can...
cooked the bacon before this.
Yeah,
on
we
that,
cooked the bacon before this on a decent sized normal pan, really, and it fits perfectly. It cooks the whole way around, which is really handy. And for someone who loves cooking, that's a bit more enjoyable than, let's say, a smaller little gas hob that is more designed for a cup of tea than anything else, really. Although, I must say, I've done a banging roast on it before.
You did do a roast when we were cooking.
When we went camping, like 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just starting off with slicing the brie for the brie and bacon one. Give the leftovers to your husband, as always. And then starting off again with a bit of butter.
This is another reason I brought Marielle. She treats me better than Luke and Ian.
I have to live with you.
Oh, it's a lot, brie.
Tasty.
Oh, I can hear that one starting to sizzle.
Mm-hmm. Turn it around.
Let's have a look. Oh,
Looking
there we
good. Looking good. And then I've cooked off some bacon beforehand, just to make life a little bit easier. So this is just streaky bacon, nothing special. And just keep flipping it constantly, just so that you're cooking it evenly. Then I'm going to move on and again put a little bit, not too much, of the cranberry on. Just for the flavour again. But like with the onion chutney, it will go napalm hot if you put too much on. So I'll just put a little bit on, and then we can have some on the side to go with it. Flip over, and then we got the second one.
That one's smelling amazing because the wind's just open it up there where it is.
Oh, look at that. I think that one's ready.
Cool. I'm going to put the camera down and munch then.
Yeah. What I found handiest is just to lift it off like that, flip it over. Not the prettiest, but we got a little toasty.
Happy food dance. Sorry, this is just us eating now. Mine's falling apart. I think that's more to do with how I'm eating it.
Yeah, use your teeth.
Thanks. Just gumming it, was I?
So, what we forgot to do straight away on the other one, we'll do right away this time. Bit of the butter.
I'm downwind of that. And the spray.
Do you want to clamp them together?
Oh, don't forget the spray.
I'm putting it on half heat and just flipping it regularly. While we wait for that one, we're going to go on to our final savoury version, because we've got some sweet ones for you as well. And that is a pizza one. So we thought that would be quite a popular one as well. But we're going to pimp it up a little bit.
Borson?
What's that?
What's it?
What's that? It's French.
Right, some Bowersons going in. Garlic and herb.
Garlic and herb cheese. You can get these like little individual packet ones, which is quite handy. Just use one of them on one side. So it's kind of like a double cheese one. So in this one, we're not putting actual butter. We're putting this spreadable cheese, which is nice and flaky.
Borson.
Can tell where he's from.
Now, if people didn't know already, would they be able to tell where you're from? You're making fun of my
I don't know.
accent.
That could be like, comment down below.
Comment below where you think my wife is originally from.
If you've been watching some of Joe's videos, you might know already, if you're following him for a while. And then to get a little bit of that pizza base, I've got some tomato paste. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that on there. Just to get a bit of that tomatoey flavour. I like a bit of tomato. And then we're going to go in with that chorizo that I cut earlier.
You need to flip the toasty.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
You could have given me that job, but I just thought I'd sit back and watch you present. How's it looking on that side so far?
Bit pale.
Getting there.
But you don't want to cook it too quickly.
No, we did find that if we had the heat too high, you got
Yeah.
really crispy bread and then nothing inside melted. So it does need to be done on a lower heat.
Also, what we've done is we have grated the cheese ahead of time. So that is easier to melt.
I grated the cheese. That was my job. I did that bit.
Yes, obviously that makes the whole thing.
It does.
Whenever I cook and Joe helps slightly, anything he does makes the meal. So
Well,
whether that be...
if I stir the bolognese or something,
Yeah,
that is helping. Technically, that's a joint effort. You can't deny that.
it is, technically. I'll just put some basil on there. If it's not too windy where you are, put some basil on. Or basil, as the Americans say. Sounds wrong, doesn't it?
I don't think we've got many Americans watching.
No.
Maybe a few.
Basil. And then the cheese. So this is a double cheese one.
I feel like you're in your element because you're a massive foodie, and I've just asked you to help this video. I just me filming you make toasties and you're doing like a cookery show.
I love this. Depending on how much you like cheese, just bung it on.
Work will love this even more as well because you're not on the payroll.
Rob and Joe are getting an invoice. So that's our third one done.
Sweet.
So just swap this one.
Let's have a look. Turn it up a bit, I think.
Yeah, turn it up a bit and loving the bit of butter. There we go. Ooh, looking good.
Nice.
I've already put some extra of the cranberry on there. It's a bit of a mess. Ooh. Like the TikTokers. I sound really old there.
A bit of toasty ASMR for the TikTokers.
There you go.
Nice.
Now for the taste test.
Now, before we get on to the last of the savoury ones, comment below what your favourite toasty is. We might have a look at some of the recipes and try them in the future. These are just a few of the ones that we found are nice and for our taste.
Green cranberry also quite seasonally appropriate. That's good though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm not talking. I'm enjoying it.
So like we did earlier, we are making the pizza one for you pizza lovers out there. You would have seen how we put it together earlier, so I'm just going to pop that on the hob while we make some sweet ones. Do you want to hold this, Joe?
Oh, sorry, I need to do some work now, do I?
Yeah.
I'm just quite enjoying you doing my job for me.
And there's a little magnetic point on the handle that will help you with that. What?
I just love it. You're doing my job for me. I'm just here to eat toasties and film.
Okay, so for the sweet ones, let's clean our utensils.
Yes, let's, because I don't think many anglers do.
I'm advocating for cleanliness here and hygiene.
If you saw most anglers' mugs and things, you'd just be like, where's the teaspoon? Oh, here it is.
a bit of lake water to rinse it all off, isn't it?
I've actually, in my years of filming, there was one angler, I won't say the name, saw them make a cup of tea with lake water. And it wasn't like a pristine, clear lake either. It was not the nicest. Safe to say I didn't have any cups of tea from them.
Are we going to go chocolate or caramel first?
Caramel first, end on chocolate.
Cool. So what I got, I don't know if many people know about this, but is kind of liquid caramel. It's like a caramel spread. It's like a caramel spread. So it is Nestle, and you might know this kind of style from the condensed milk. That's where you can find it. And they've got the caramel one. So it's basically like a chocolate spread, but a caramel spread. So
I just thought if these other
nice.
ones have been hot already, toasted caramel is gonna give me third-degree burns in my mouth, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna grab a little spoon.
Taste test.
Don't do this at home.
Sod the toasty, just give me that tin.
It is basically just condensed milk and sugar, so I'm gonna do a bit on each side. Again, be a bit sparingly with it because it gets very, very hot. So what we're gonna pair with it, put this away from Joe because he will just eat the whole tin, is some apple. So now a very boring montage of me cutting an apple.
Makes it healthy.
I've got quite a sweet apple here. It's a gala. And again, like I've been saying, quite thin little slices. And then to finish it off, a little bit of cinnamon. If you like cinnamon, that is.
Oh, there you go.
Welcome.
Was there that rasher of bacon left?
Yeah.
So look, I can smell the garlic. Oh, it's looking good. That one looks really full as well. On the other side.
Oh,
that's done, isn't it?
That looks done to me. You can even see the word toast in it almost. Just a tea.
Why are you fascinated with the sound of toast?
The garlic cheese, the boursin, does help to give it a little bit of extra. Just because you don't want to take an awful lot to the bank. And it's an easy thing with lots of flavour in it to just give it a little bit of an extra kick, doesn't it?
And I know you guys love, well, not all of you, some of you guys love to comment, what's fishing coming to? What's wrong with just taking a bag of crisps? You don't have to take all of this with you all the time. You can make these sandwiches at home, ready to go in a sandwich bag like you normally would, then just stick them in the Toastie Maker. This one though was amazing. What was it again? So it's the garlic butter, chorizo.
So it's the boursin, chorizo, cheese, and a bit of the tomato paste, just to give that tomatoey flavour.
So if you're going to try any of these recipes, try this one.
Yeah, the tomato paste especially, and I'm not using anything more liquid because, like we said earlier, it just gets, the steam just doesn't really go anywhere.
So you've seen what's going into this first sweet one, so let's just jump straight to it being finished. And the toastie's done. Everything's probably moved and that transition looked awful, but the main thing is the toastie's done. Oh, you didn't do the thing. There you go.
Smell it.
That's my plate. Oh. I see what you mean. Like a like a Bramley apple pie or something.
Yeah, like a Bramley apple pie. That is good.
I've never thought of doing sweet toasties before. It makes sense.
That's what you can do with it as well. Definitely worth putting the cinnamon in there.
It's really hot. Well, I'm really stuffed, but just like when we did the practice run of these, they're really, really filling, because if you imagine 5 toasties, you wouldn't normally have that much. Of course, we're only having equals about 2.5 each.
Yeah, probably.
But they're pretty filling. But we have got one more to go for this little video, and it's another sweet one, and I don't think anyone's going to not like this one. No.
It's a good favourite of everyone. Nutella. And we're going to pair it with some banana. Quite a classic pairing, I think. And it's really simple. Like with the caramel, we're going to spread it on in our little square and then add some slices of banana. Can't get any more simple than that, I reckon.
And it would be worth noticing, actually, or noting, we're using other brands are fine, but dedicated toasty bread we found is better, because we did use some that wasn't actual toasty bread, and it needs to be a certain thickness to sort of squash in there. If it's too thin, it won't work. If it's too thick, it won't work as well. This works pretty well. Obviously, use your own brand if you like, but Warburton's Toasty is dedicated toasty stuff, so it's working really well. And as you can probably see, we're going against the whole don't put too much filling in because you can never have too much Nutella. This is probably going to come out like chocolate lava, but I don't mind if it tastes good.
Who doesn't like a bit of melted chocolate though?
Let's have a look then. Oh,
Looking good.
get the hang of this.
I am getting the hang of this. Look at that. Perfect pocket.
Thank you.
Eet smakelijk.
Oh, there you are then. If you didn't know already, like I said earlier, she's originally from Holland. Eet smakelijk.
Eet smakelijk. It's gotta be hot.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the other one in.
Ow.
It's too hot 1 second later.
I want to eat it. It smells good. Well, we're going to finish off by cooking one more of the caramel apple.
Yes.
And I give it to our friends who are very grateful for letting us use their garden. Because did you know we were in a garden right now? Mario, I couldn't quite convince Mario to come fishing with me, so we're in our friend's garden filming this one. So big thank you to them. And I think we're going to give them one or two of these toasties before we head off. I got 5 aside in an hour. That's going to be fun after all these toasties.
Good luck.
I'm gonna be running around like a loaf. Anyway,
literally.
while I finish this, please like the video if you did. A big thank you to Mariella, my wife, for not only taking part in this, but pretty much running the whole thing and cooking for me, which you always do anyway.
Robin Joe, you have my number.
So please be kind in the comment section below on this one. This is our first video and probably one of the only ones because there's not many food related ones we do, but very much appreciate you joining me. And yeah, if you like the video, do like it, subscribe to us if you haven't done so already, and also
let us know which of the ones you've tried, and I would love to see any of the pictures that you've done, and obviously also check out all of the social media that you can see on the screen below.
I can't imagine anyone taking pictures of their toasties and sending them to you. But anyway, if you want to,
I'd love to see it if they've tried any of them.
you can do. So that's it for now. And I continue to try not to burn my mouth.
That requires you to stop eating.
That's not going to happen.
We'll see you next time.
On you.
Mm.